Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. We had a lot of women's boxing on this weekend. We had Savannah Marshall become an undisputed super middleweight champ against Franchon Cruz-Dezern. Miss GB, Natasha Jonas picked up the IBF welterweight belt vacant against Candy Wyatt. But one fighter who fought, who you may not have paid attention to this, it was on the DAZN card, the undercard of the Smith-Maxwell bout. And it featured a young fighter by the name of Beatriz Ferreria, who I rate extremely highly, extremely highly. She's a Olympic silver medalist, former world champion, amateur champion. She's 30 years old now, orthodox fighter, and she fights at 130 super feather. So she's only had 3 fights. This was only her 3rd fight this weekend. But she's really going through the motions, really building up the experience, because the person they put her in with was a belief-defyingly tough Mexican woman, also 30 years of age, called KARLA Ramos Zamora. Now, this is a woman who probably flicks through a magazine if she was to ever give birth. If she went to the dentist, she'd say, don't bother with those injections, just rip the damn thing out. I mean, it's freakish. She's like a tank with the reverse gear broken. She takes any amount of punishment, kind of like Delphine Pursoon. And there are 2 things she's incapable of doing. One is to consider that she'll ever lose the fight, doesn't matter how much punishment she's shipped. And the other is to go backwards. If you can push her backwards, you can have an effect on her. But the amount of punishment that the far better schooled Beatriz Ferreria inflicted on her, and the way she just soaked it up and kept coming back for more. I mean, she's proved in the past. I mean, she's got a 10-10 record now. Someone stopped her once. God knows who that was. But she's got 10 defeats, 1 by stoppage, 10 wins, 3 KOs, and 1 draw. So she's a win-1, lose-1 sort of girl. But against Ferreira, she never stopped trying for a second. And she gave Beatriz Ferreira, in Beatriz's 3rd fight, exactly what she needed, which was 8 tough rounds. Tough rounds, where someone as talented as Beatriz, with a very high ring IQ, got every punch in the book, lovely footwork, holds the shape well, controls the distance, jabs, hooks, you name it. She was hitting Zamora at will. She just couldn't budge her. She couldn't budge her. And Zamora's face at the end of the fight was a mask of blood. And she'd have gone another 10 rounds if she had to. I mean, probably a corner would have pulled her out, but it's like the woman just doesn't seem to feel pain. So this was an invaluable 8 rounds of. She won every round, Beatriz, but it was an invaluable experience for her 8 rounds under her belt. Because when I saw her in her debut, and she won a 4-round decision. Against, actually, it was another undefeated girl called Tana Cardoso, I think her name was. That was back in 2022 in November. I thought, well, this girl's so skillful and she's got such a great amateur pedigree. She's probably okay to go in and fight for a world title now. There's the very shallow pool of talent in the women's game, and hence the reason a lot of these girls, fight for world titles, and in comparison to the men, they're just nowhere good enough. I mean, we saw Candy Wyatt fighting Natasha Jonas today, which was a mismatch. But anyway, I did a video on that. Go and have a look at it if you want. But the point is that even though I was thinking that, it just shows the necessity and the importance of getting rounds under your belt. Because this 8 rounds was absolutely invaluable for surely a future world champ in Beatriz Ferreira. But what's wrong with having the 8 rounds under your belt? What's wrong with going in there with a teak tough girl who's going to take you 8 rounds, 16 minutes of fighting under the bright lights? It's all experience. There is no substitute for life experience, or experience in a boxing ring, or experience in doing anything in life. Okay, no substitute for experience. So an impressive performance by Ferreira. She won every round. She was made to work very, very hard by an incredibly game KARLA Zamora. But look out for Beatriz Ferreira. I think she's getting better and better, and she's going to be a world champ, and she's going to be a big, big women's star a big star in women's boxing, I think. Go and have a look at her. She's on DAZN. You'll probably catch her on. I think her fight was. I think the fight I'm talking about now is on YouTube, actually. So go and have a look at it. And once you've had a look, leave your comments below. I want to hear what you think of Beatrice. Or, you know, anything you want to comment on, women's boxing, the gameness of Zamora. Yeah, and there are many other women apart from Delphine Pursoon who are that tough. I doubt very much. But comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a comment. Like the video. I'm going to read your comments. I'm going to answer them. Thanks very much, as always, for your time. Take care of yourselves. And, of course, bye-bye for now.